Discover the history of Native Americans in North America. Subscribe and share this video. The history of Native Americans in North America spans over 15,000 years, from the initial migration from Asia to the present day. This comprehensive history covers the major events, eras, and cultural developments that have shaped the lives of Native Americans. Pre-Columbian Era 15,000 years ago minus 1,492. Initial migration of indigenous peoples from Asia led to diverse environments and distinct cultures, including advanced civilizations like the Mississippian, Hopewell, and ancestral Pueblo cultures. Regional cultures like the Iroquois, Cherokee, and Navajo had unique traditions, languages, and beliefs. European exploration and colonization. 1492 to 1800. Devastating diseases. Native populations were decimated by smallpox, influenza, and other diseases, weakening their resistance to colonization. Displacement and violence. Colonization imposed forced relocation, violence, and enslavement on native lives, shattering cultures. Mission system. Spanish missions exploited native labor, suppressing cultures, imposing European Christianity and practices. Westward expansion and removal. 1800 to 1860. Indian Removal Act, forced relocation of tribes, including the Trail of Tears, resulted in immense suffering, death, and cultural destruction. Violence and massacres. Sand Creek Massacre, Wounded Knee Massacre, and others demonstrated the brutal treatment of Native Americans. Reservation establishment. Tribes were confined to reservations, often with inadequate resources and poor living conditions. Reservation Era 1860 to 1934. Poverty and residential suffering, insufficient resources, infrastructure, and healthcare led to widespread poverty and hardship. Native languages, religious practices, and boarding schools were exploited for assimilation. Native children suffered abuse in forced assimilation efforts. Indian Reorganization Act and Self-Determination, 1934 to 1970. Tribal autonomy. Indigenous tribes gained self-governance, enabling cultural revitalization and self-determination, while promoting native rights, land claims, and cultural preservation. Modern Era 1970-present. Native American rights. The movement focuses on sovereignty, land rights, cultural preservation, and social justice. Tribal self-governance enhances healthcare, education, and economic development, while cultural revitalization preserves languages, religions, and practices for future generations. Key events and dates. 1492. Columbus arrives in the Caribbean. 1830. Indian Removal Act passed. 1868. Fort Laramie Treaty signed. 1924. Indian Citizenship Act passed. 1969. Alcatraz occupation. 1978. Indian Child Welfare Act passed. 1990. Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act passed. This in-depth history depicts Native Americans' intricate, difficult journeys in North America, showcasing their resilience, adaptability, and enduring strength amidst diverse cultures.